we're back here again. Of course, you know who I am. I'm StarHammer88, and we're gonna finish this house here, get that complete, and then I'm gonna show y'all how to farm some animals and create a farm that's actually going to be worthwhile. Because we definitely are going to need food, especially for in the next episode where we're going to go down and do a lot of mining so we can get some ores. Because we're going to need coal, we're going to need redstone, we're going to need iron. Of course, whenever I find an iron farm, then, or not an iron farm, you know what I mean. As soon as I find a village, anyway. Ooh, drowned. As soon as I find a village, though, we'll get an iron farm started and going. But as of today, first thing we're going to do, we're going to build the rest of this house, and then we're going to get a farm going. I may have to clear off some trees. We'll see what happens there. So let's go ahead and get this on the road. Yeah, I still got to go over there to collect up, I might be able to see it from here, to collect up some birch wood, which while I was over there, honestly should have done that already. But to collect up some birch wood and let this out. There we go. Bust this out. But yeah, I need to go over there in between that other spruce forest area and the dark oak area, which I might stop over there as well. Don't know yet. That might be a little bit dangerous, since I am definitely not wearing any kind of armor. So we'll see how that goes. But I need the, you might be able to see it just from here, maybe a little bit, but I need a little bit of that birch wood from over there, and that will definitely help out a lot, especially on getting the top half of this house finished. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to probably do that off camera because it's going to take a minute to figure out exactly what I want to do on that top part. But we need to finish that off, and then, like I said, we'll probably clear off some more of this area, get a little farm going over here. Of course, clearing off these trees, I'll probably clear them all off. Don't know yet, but clear off a good amount of them anyway. That'll give me a good amount of wood to play around with for when I build a barn, or for when I build a tower that's just up in the air for no reason. Who knows? We'll figure that out as we go. But this is definitely gonna be fun. But we'll get that farm going. We'll probably gather, if I can find some sheep over here. I know I seen a chicken. Yeah, I think I just seen him running. Oh, there's sheep right there. We'll gather some sheep. We'll gather some cows. We'll gather chickens, of course, and we'll get them all in their own individual little pens and whatnot, and get that situated out. But until then, we'll just, get all this stuff ready to go and get this house built. Of course, we're going to need seeds if we want chickens, that's for sure. We're going to need wheat if we want the cows and the sheep to follow us. Oops, still in water. We want the cows and the sheep to follow us. So get the sugarcane bit put down so we can grow more sugarcane. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get that going. So let's see, what can I do on the top part of this house as we sit? And I only got one piece of white wool. Got some diorite or diorite. I don't know. I really don't like that block. Yeah, there's a lot of creators who don't like that block. I'm one of them. I could, if I can get some more sand, I could do sandstone. Always go oak. Yeah. Guess we'll go over there and chop down some trees. So, well, yeah, there it is. Ah, sitting right in front of my face. Oh well. We'll go over there. Oh yeah, I need to take the bed with me. That's for sure. That's definitely one thing whenever you're making a little trip like this, even if it's just over there. And clear out the inventory too. If it's just right over there, you know, not that far away, you still want to have a bed with you. Because if you don't, it's going to be a bad day. And when all the creatures decide they all want to come out and be mean, because they sure will definitely be mean. Make another axe while we're at it. I only plan on grabbing one tree, but well, you know what? I might cut down more than that. I got plenty of slots open. Cut down a good amount of that wood so we can bring it back. I don't know. We'll see. Throw that black wool in there too. I thought that was coal for a minute. Block of coal. It's actually sticks some coal in my inventory though. And grab these spruce logs. I know we're going to go grab logs, but it's always a good idea to carry some wood with you. And who knows? It might come in handy if we need a bridge across something, because I can always turn it into more slabs and whatnot and make a bridge. And who knows? I just take it with me, yes, in case. I wish they would make the boats back out a lot faster. That's for sure. But all right, I'll get back to y'all right whenever I get over there. All right, we've made it over here. At least pretty close enough to it anyway. So we'll just go ahead and start chopping some of this wood down and get as much of it as I can. And then we'll hopefully finish that house up today. That way we can, well, there ain't no hopefully to it. We'll get that house finished up today, and yeah, that's a slow turtle. Or is it tortoise? Turtle, tortoise, I don't know. But yeah, we'll cut down some of this wood because it's birch. I want to use the texture of it, which I guess I can go ahead and show you. I want to use the stripped log texture. Of course, right click on it. Okay. Could have swore I heard a zombie, but I do not see said zombie. Interesting. It must be underground. But yeah, if you right click on the wood, then you get this texture, and that's the texture I want to use for the top half of the house, at least for the most part. So it's just one of those things. Let me go ahead and get a lot of this trees cut down, and I'll get back over there and get to building on that house, and that's whenever we'll get to hopefully getting on to the next part, and that's me showing y'all how to at least get those sheep. And I thought I sent a cow. We might do pigs too. Might as well go ahead and do pigs. Get cows, pigs, sheep. Just show you how to farm all the animals at least. And I only have wheat, so I'll show you the best way currently on how to do that. And we'll get all that going, so we got a good steady food source, and that way we don't starve. Because you know, right now, like I said, I only have 2 of these steaks, and I have a few miscellaneous pieces of food back there at the base, but we definitely are going to need more food because we have to have food to survive. All right, let me cut down some of these trees, and I'll update you on what we do next, or what we're going to do next. Well, I think it was a pretty successful trip over there. Right here is the chest of everything I got. I got 4 stacks and 22 or 24 if you want to count the 2 strip logs of that. And I did happen to go over to the dark oak forest. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I couldn't pass it up. Yeah, there was a perfect little spot over there that was just pretty much isolated by itself, had a very low chance of anything spawning near me to actually cause me any issues. So I went ahead and got me a couple stacks of dark oak wood, two stacks plus 7 of that, and I got plenty of saplings out of just that. I think it was just 3 trees uh, to grow plenty more. So hopefully I won't need to go back over there. I mean, if I need a bunch more for a large project or something, then I can go up there and tear it down then. But I will say right now, with the amount of time that this took and as many stone axes as I went through, um, yeah, I definitely need diamond tools. So yeah, we're gonna have to definitely go mining in the next episode for sure, for sure. But in this one, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the house, and I said I'm gonna use strip birch for the upper floor, and I guess since I have it now, I'll go ahead and use some of this dark oak for the roof, and I might throw in some copper. I don't know. We might. I don't have enough of that. I can throw in some copper accents maybe. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and finish this off, and then I'll go ahead and get some of the stuff set up on the inside. Definitely got to move this stuff because it's an eyesore. Don't want that. I grabbed some. Oh, where'd I put them? Grabbed some sweet berries. It's another item that we can farm. Um, you just plant it, wait for it to grow. When it grows, you can, right click it and get you something. Oh, whoops. Don't do that. Once it's planted, don't do that. Wait until it grows. But I got more than enough of that anyway. This stuff grows quick, so I'll show you a little deal that you can do with that. But yeah, let me go ahead and get the building part of this house done, at least on that upper floor. We're only going to do 2-story. I was thinking of maybe carrying it to a 3-story, but that just seems like overkill for a first house. So we'll just do this, get that 2nd story up, get the roof on it, and then we'll go ahead and texture the whole thing, because once I do this part, it's not going to be textured at all. It's not going to look great. Oh, hey, look, cow. I'm gonna come for you later, buddy. Don't don't uh don't go too far, because I'm gonna need you in a minute. But yeah, it'll definitely look weird if I don't texture it. So we're going to do that. Hit the button too many times. We're going to definitely do that. Get that textured up, and that way it doesn't look like one block. I mean, yeah, that's just no, no, yeah. Uh, but we'll get that textured out, and hopefully it'll look good. I'm debating on whether or not to leave the logs with the bark on them, or to go ahead and strip them. I don't really know. I think I have enough in here. One of these chests. Well, maybe not. I think I have enough trees around anyway to fix it if I don't like it. But we'll get that done, and who knows? We'll go from here. Get the little farming area set up for the cows, pigs, chickens. Um, don't know if I want to farm anything else other than that. I might. Oh yeah, definitely sheep, because we're going to need wool later. big projects, everything down the line, we'll get that taken care of. But let me go ahead and get this slapped together real quick. And then I'll take you through a little bit of the texturing process with me. And who knows? It might look great. It may look horrible. I'll let y'all be the judge. Well, everyone, finally got the house to here. Made a little awning here. I oriented the logs where at least it doesn't look so boring. So we still got to texture it and whatnot. I'm probably going to use some birch planks to break up the texture. Then we've got to put, let's see, probably put some trapdoors, spruce trapdoors here on the bottom. Maybe some fences or fence gates. Do something. I mean, we got a chimney running up over here. Of course, it still all needs to be textured. Everything needs to be moved on the inside. Couple dormers. I have it. It's mirrored on both sides, but a couple dormers that are mirrored. You know, just to break up the roof line so it doesn't look so boring. Wandering trader, what do you got, buddy? You got some moss. If I had emerald, I'd definitely buy that from you. But I don't have no emerald. But yeah, we got that all done. You can hear the crackling of the fire. Well, which also with speaking of, I do need to cook up some food real quick. I have 4 pieces of meat, so this would be a good time to actually show you something real quick. Let's go ahead and move these down here into my hotbar. But if you do not have enough coal, or you have not been able to get enough stone, you can take and you can place raw meat onto a campfire and cook it. You just wait a little bit of time and then it'll pop off. Now you do have to be careful though, because like I said, it will pop off and you will lose your item. And this here is 1.5 blocks tall. Since they changed it to where we're in parity with Java now, I can actually walk up in here like this. Oh, see, there comes the meat. Now we have some cooked meat. And, you know, that's a good thing because I was running low. I'm only on 5 cooked mutton right now. So having another 4 pieces of meat is definitely something that is handy. I wouldn't have this cooked rabbit at all if it wasn't for the foxes out there. They're definitely working hard. I don't know why the developers would make it where foxes didn't like rabbits or chickens, but you know, got a little rabbit right there. That, well, I don't know where that fox went. He was sleeping over under that tree. But if one of them rabbits ever gets spotted by the foxes, then, you know, well, they're gonna eat them, and that's unfortunate. He lost one of his companions. Oh well. But like I said, I was going to show you what I'm going to do on the texturing, which I think I'm going to use. Let's put some andesite and gravel into it. Now, I tend to go in groups of 3. So right here, I want to go ahead and put andesite, which might be too light for that area, honestly. It is where more shade would be. So yeah, let's pull that out. Let's make sure I didn't drop no blocks on the inside. Oh, okay, good. Well, let's see, what the gravel will be dark enough. Yeah, I can do with that. But like I said, I tend to do groups of 3. You know, bust up 3 blocks. put down 3 blocks. And don't think I'll go to the door. We'll see. Yeah. Put that there. Now you see how this kind of going in together? I mean, while it does break up the texture, I'm not a big fan of that. So they're too similar. So dig that out, dig that out. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And swap out the lead for that, and then yeah, let's go 3 gravel wide here. Just like this. That gives me that pattern. And what was that? Oh, that rabbit moved. I thought I seen a spider over there. Got to move. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, just take your block of choice, which I might change out this gravel for andesite, or I may grab natural stone I have. Yeah, let's do that. Let's change out the gravel here. But yeah, that's one reason why. Probably gonna do that. Change that out, natural stone. Yeah, that looks good. And then go back to the andesite. Here. Boom. Got that. Use that there. And I think might get one more positive texturing on it. Let's see. That's too close. Let's do. Yeah, I think that'll be enough for this wall, maybe. I don't know, let's do this. Because 1, 3, 5, and 7 is generally the number of blocks you want to swap out. You don't want to do anything less than 1, of course, is the loneliest number. And it I tend to use when I have things like this. I have this texture here, and that one just right there above it, and just to make it where it gives me a little zigzag here. But now we're going to go, I think we're going to go 3 gravel straight here. It is not preferred because textures will kind of blend together. But being that it's andesite and gravel, it won't go together as bad. And that honestly gives me 2 walls for 1. Sun's going down again. But yeah, that's just technically, that's how I texture that. And then of course, I'm just going to do the same up here with the birch. We're going to just put that in different patterns. I still got to put windows, and I haven't decided yet if I want to put a balcony or not. I don't think I'm going to. I could, but I don't think I'm going to. Now, of course, above this doorway, yeah, I got some on me. Good. Above this doorway here, we're going to place in Yeah, I don't like that. Of course, that's the X away. I'm gonna place in some stairs. Oh, put that in the wrong direction. Now it's reversed out. Put this one upside down, these upside right, and boom. That gives me a little overhang. I can add some fences to it, which I might go ahead and do. Let's see. Yeah, make me some spruce planks. I'm going to need 4 fences, but it only does 3. So, yeah, put that there. That way it looks supported. I can come out with some. That's what I'll go ahead and do. I'll come out 1 block of spruce plank. And of course we'll do that and we'll do this. Move that. Place these here. And voila. That takes care of that. And of course, you can leave this grass or you can swap out cobblestone, stone, gravel, whatever. I think I'm just going to leave it like it is for now. But we'll get the rest of this bottom half textured in, and then I'll get back to y'all with an update on what it looks like. And just remember basically the rule of 3. 3 blocks, just use that and you should be able to get pretty good textures. If you really want to know a lot more on texturing, go watch B000100 from Hermitcraft. He is great on textures. He's like the king of it. So just go watch him. But I do what I can, and like I said, I'll show you an update whenever I get done. So let me get back to that, and then like I said, we'll take a look at that, and then we'll finish that part, which that part's going to be simple. It's thrown in the plank. But yep, let me get back to it. All right, everyone. The texturing is as complete as I can get it done. Honestly, with the house this size, there's not a whole lot I can do if I were to build in a much larger scale. See, like this back wall here, it's a little too busy for me. There's way too many textures going on, but I'm going to leave it because I did this wall on purpose. This is to show you that if you put too many things, too many different textures, too many different colors, like this is more of a blue gray, this is more of a greenish gray in my opinion, or maybe a purple. Yeah, more of a purple gray. And then this is more of a reddish gray. So that's definitely one thing, but it is way too busy. It's going to be there. I'm not going to change that out. That wall is that. And of course, up here on the top layer, like I said, I was going to use planks to, break up the texture. I think it came about pretty good. This wall is definitely boring. I might do something with it. This here is not too bad. All in all, I don't think it turned out too horrible. I've still got to do the little things, such as trap doors, which I have enough spruce. I think I do. It does not look like I will have enough, but I might be able to make some up and at least show you what I'm talking about. See if we can get some trap doors made. Maybe. If I look at the right spot, I'll find them. Yeah, see, 8 spruce trap doors. Put those glass panes up there. But see, I don't like how this lips like this. So we come in along here with the trap doors. One short. Come in along the trap doors like that. and then we can get it where it's not so bad. It has a little bit better of a transition. It doesn't look too terrible. Of course, I might put some planters by the windows. I really don't know entirely what else I'm honestly going to do to it, but I do know I'm going to put spruce trap doors along the edge, everywhere it's needed, except for, of course, here it only needs two. Just like that. Then, I'll continue it around the whole area. Come in with a few other things to make it look a little bit better. I still haven't decided if I'm going to punch any holes down here or not. I'm probably not. I think I'm going to leave this bottom layer solid because most medieval homes I looked at online didn't really have a whole lot of windows on the bottom floor. So, I mean, I can bust out some cobblestone and put half slabs in there to act as some of the windows. But it's really not that important since the living area is going to be up on the top floor anyway. We can put some storage down here. Of course, not a whole lot of storage, but we can make use of what we have. And of course, we can always put a basement on this place if we need extra storage space. I do plan on building a actual storage room or an area for storage, but that will be much later because it's going to involve storage silos with redstone indicators to show you when they're full. Of course, it's going to have item filters and all that good stuff, but we'll get to that when we get there. Right now, we're not currently there, so I don't want to jump ahead of ourselves before we get there. But we'll get this finished off. There's only got a few more touches that I need to do before I can get to finding this feller and any of his other friends I find a home. And, well, we're going to shear the sheep and get meat from the cows. And then if I can find the chickens again, if the foxes, those two sleeping foxes over there, haven't killed them all, we're going to get a auto chicken cooker set up later. That way we can have automatic food, because automatic food's going to be good. But we'll get to that when we get there. But right now, let me go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll give you all an update when I'm done. So, be back in a flash. All right, everybody. I got the house about as complete as I'm going to get it. I've moved everything in. Too many buttons again. Moved everything in. Of course, sleeping sheep over there. So everything's out of the way of the house. In front of the house, of course. Got the few chests I had in here. I moved my crafting table to right there. Bed is, of course, upstairs. This is still going to need some more finishing off. I've still got to come in with another layer here so I can go ahead and make this an attic, because while I like vaulted ceilings, I don't like this one. So, we're gonna make that look right. But as of right now, I need to lure some sheep and some cows. Now to do this, use wheat. As long as you're not walking too fast, you can get the sheep to follow you, and then you can get them, hopefully, get them in your pen. Now also, whenever you pimp sheep or cows with wheat, it makes them where they do not despawn. So be ready to keep them as your primary animals. Well, I went all the way to the front door, could have went to the back door. Oh well. But they will not despawn. They will become persistent, just such as if you were to give, say, a zombie a piece of rotten flesh or something else to hold. That makes them persistent in the world. So, I mean, I need another sheep and another cow. I need 2 cows, and then need pigs, of course. But I don't know how exactly I'm going to get pigs. And then, of course, I need to get some chickens. This one here is the chicken pen. It is too high for a reason, because they keep killing the chickens. The little orange speck over there, that fox. Those foxes keep killing the chickens. So I'm hoping, it's probably will not work, to keep the chickens alive for as long as I can anyway, with this too high fence. It's not guaranteed to work, but I'm hoping it does, because, well, chickens. And let's see if we can find a cow or another sheep, because I at least need 2 of each to start breeding them up to get the farm part of it going. Yep, I do not see anyone over here. Yep, plenty sleeping foxes. Now, on that persistence part, it is not guaranteed. If you do put a animal on a chunk border, I know they somewhat fixed it, but it's not 100% fixed. They can and will despawn. Just like normally, if I were to go this distance outside of where that sheep's at, it would have just despawned by now. But since he was tempted with and led by the wheat, he is permanent, or semi-permanent anyway, to the world. So you can also use leads if you don't have wheat. But I didn't feel like, doing it that way. Whenever the lead breaks, and you've got to reconnect it back to them, and it's a big pain, because I know they updated lead mechanics, but they're still iffy. They're not as tried and true as something like getting the animals to lead by the food they like to eat. I mean, it's not perfect, don't get me wrong. It's not anywhere near perfect, but it is better than a lot of stuff. Better than leads, that's for sure. If you don't want to do that, you can also attach the lead to a boat and drag, I think, everything but horses. No, there's some pigs. I don't have any carrots at the moment. There's a sheep. And not the right killer sheep, but it'll do. You can always re-dye him, I guess. Oh yeah, come on. There we go. Yeah, they sometimes get stuck like that. See if we can get him back over to our house. You don't want to run too fast, because then they'll become disinterested in what you have, especially if you're outrunning them the entire time. Like, this is gonna be the challenging part. I gotta make this crossing here, get back over. They should follow, but it's not guaranteed. But he should follow across the water. This is one of those times where actually having the boat would probably be, beneficiary. Yep. Do that. And that's what I thought. He's gonna get not lose interest in what we were carrying and not crawl. Hopefully no drown spawn. And he keeps on coming with us. Because I would hate to die to a drown trying to get this sheep to come home. Come on, sheepy. Let's go, buddy. Well, he started doing some dancing. Alright. Surprisingly, I didn't get killed by a drown. Hey, there we go. Let's lead him over here. So we have a gray sheep and a black sheep. This is a start, that's for sure. Come in here. Alright. Yay. And there is an easier way to get in to here without worrying about having them escape. And that is to put a piece of wool on the fence post. We can jump over that. Us, the player, can jump over that anyway. But the animals cannot. So that's definitely something to look at. Grab some seeds and go tempt up a chicken or two. I think I seen one over here a second ago. Probably despawned by now, but it's worth looking. If I can find some chicken eggs, that'd be nice, because then we can also spawn chickens in that way. You got a 1 in 8 chance of spawning a chicken in with a chicken egg. So it's not that great. And I think you can only hold 16 eggs in one slot at a time. They only stack to 16. I wish Mojang would change that, but yeah, haven't changed it as of yet. But they may. You never know. They're always changing the game. They're always adding new stuff. So who knows? It could become 128 for one stack. You never know. It's just one of those things. I believe King B-Dog had something on Twitter not long ago about increasing. Yeah, it was a survey about increasing the stack size on both Bedrock and Java from being the 64 to 128. And to be honest, I would be very happy with 128 stack. That would be twice the amount of inventory that I can get. And the longer you play Minecraft, the more you will find that the inventory is your biggest enemy. Like just simply texturing this house and adding little details to it completely overshadowed my inventory, or overwhelmed my inventory. And it shouldn't be that way, but it is. So, all right, let me go ahead and see if I can find the rest of these animals here, and then I'll get back to you with some more information, and then we'll call it a day and wrap this video up. And hopefully on the next one, move on to doing something a little bit more exciting. I'm hoping it'll be more exciting anyway. All right, I will update you as soon as I can. All right, well, one little update. I did find a cow, finally. He just wandered up. So we're gonna go put him in the pen. And come on, little buddy. I'm gonna put him in the pen next to the sheep and see if we can find him a friend. Great. I forgot what you feed llamas, but I think you feed them a hay bale. I don't have hay bale, so I can't tempt the llamas away from the wandering trader. Kind of looks like he's giving them a bath at the moment, so he's taking care of his friends. But all right, I'll update you again once I find some more cows, and then of course I'll show you the lead method on getting the pigs, because I currently do not have any potatoes or carrots, and that is what you can lead those to. But I do not have them. Once I find a village, I'm hoping to be able to locate the potatoes and the carrots. Of course, you can kill off zombies and get potatoes and carrots. It is a rare drop along with iron from them, but it's such a rare drop that I'm not going to try it. And being that I'm not in any armor, it's a bad idea. Oop, too many buttons again. I know that I can set a hotkey up for that somehow. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But let me go ahead and find some more cows, at least one more, so we can breed them up and get baby the cows going. And I'll show you how to breed them once I get them all together. So I'll update you as soon as I get out some more information, or find some more animals, or if I find an interesting hole in the ground. Who knows? Be right back. Alrighty. I've already found one sheep and taken it back to the base, but I did think for a second on that. I just hit sheep. I found one pig and I already took it back to the base. Now, if you have a lead, since I don't have anything to tempt it with, if you have a lead, you right click on the pig and you can lead the animal around. Of course, you then right click on it again to get your lead back. Now, we're going to go ahead and lead him back. It's going to be a long ways off because for some reason I couldn't get them to spawn by the house. Raining. We'll get him back there, and then I'll show you the last thing that I have to show on animal farming. But we get him back, hopefully safely. I don't really want to hunt again for him. If I happen to do find that the cold biome one pig, I'll probably capture him. But let me get him back, and then we'll get to finishing up this episode. And all right, everybody. I finally got that that pig back over here. So now we have 2 pigs. We have 4 cows, 2 sheep, and 3 little chickies. Oh, yeah, he dropped an egg. So we can get 4 little chickies. But that's one thing about chickens is you can either throw the eggs and get a chicken, or you can breed them with seeds and get a baby chicken. So I mean, it's up to you on how you want to do it. It's faster with breeding them with seeds. Of course, with both cows, they make a little baby cow, and sheep. See what color we get, because it's supposed to be a mix in between. Oh, well, supposed to mix, but okay, that's fine too. But yeah, you feed them wheat, and they give you babies. Of course, cows are the best ones to breed because you get leather, which you need later for books, and you get steak, which is, one of the best foods in the game. Pigs, again, I don't have any carrots or potatoes, so I can't breed them, but you feed them carrots or potatoes, and they'll give you little baby pigs. But yeah, that's pretty much everything on farming your animals. There are certain farms which I'll probably set one up with these guys, and then of course we got a automated wool farm we'll do with these guys, because like I said, you can re-dye them. I can get some bone meal, get some white dye. Yeah, do I have any flowers I can get some dye from? I think I did collect some. I'm gonna go check them at the chest. I have a red flower. That'll work. Not perfect, but it'll at least show you what I'm talking about. These sheep are already colored, but you can dye them any color you want to. And there's 16 colors that you can dye them in. And again, like I said, I'll be showing you all 16 colors in a secret thing you can do with the sheep as well whenever we build the automatic wool farm. And then we'll, of course, get an automatic cow farm. Not really much we do with pigs. They just got the pork chop. Then we'll get an automated chicken cooker. That's going to be my first one, honestly, because it's the easiest. Build an automatic chicken cooker and get that going. Might do a lava chicken cooker. That might be what we do. But either way, I think I'm going to call that a day on this episode. It took forever to hunt down all these animals and to bring them back. House, honestly, finishing it up didn't take as long as hunting down these animals. So I thank you much for enjoying the video this far. Remember to like and subscribe if you did enjoy the content. Share it with your friends. Let everybody know what's going on. I do plan on continuing this series for as long as I can. And there's plenty of content that I can make. But if you have any pointers, make sure to comment in the comment section on the video and let me know. Anything I can change, anything I can add, anything I could have done better in this episode would be great. So what would you like to see in the next episode? Go ahead and put that down in the comments. Y'all have a good day.